The First Lady, Melania Trump, slamming the New York Times and its anonymous op-ed. The First Lady said this, quote, "If a person is bold enough to accuse people of negative actions, they have a responsibility to publicly stand by their words, and people have the right to be able to defend themselves." To the writer of the op-ed, you are not protecting this country. You are sabotaging it with your cowardly actions. The First Lady said it absolutely perfectly. The radical left embracing leaks coming from the Trump White House. But where were they when the Obama administration was punishing whistleblowers and leakers? The Obama administration fired Joseph from the National Security Council for tweeting under a false name, lambasting the likes of Ben Rhodes and Chelsea Clinton. The Obama administration arrested 8 of the 13 people who have been prosecuted under the Espionage Act for leaking secrets. Obama setting the record for prosecutions against leakers. Perhaps Obama senior advisor Dan Pfeiffer said it best. Of Obama, he said this: "The president is always frustrated about leaks. I think anyone who leaks has to pay the price." You said it, Pfeiffer, you said it. And President Trump weighing in just moments ago, asking this on Twitter: are the investigative, quote-unquote, journalists of the New York Times going to investigate themselves? Who is the anonymous letter writer? Ooh, that is the question, isn't it? Joining me now, Congressman Todd Rokita of Indiana, member of the House Budget Committee. Congressman, good to have you with us. Let's start with this. Would you endorse the president doing what his predecessor did? That is, investigate like hell every one of these leaks and leakers?
Well, absolutely. But let's take one step back, Lou, and look at this anonymous op-ed. Because it's anonymous, we don't have to accept the premise that it's even real. I mean, who's to say the New York Times editorial board didn't just create this themselves, as the president was just suggesting moments ago? That's the point. When things are anonymous like this, and that's the First Lady's point, when things are anonymous like this, they should be discounted entirely. Their value should be zero because there's no name attached to it.
Well, I think there is a value in it because it makes the Times corroborate the president's charges. It's fake news. This is not anywhere within the canons and precepts of the craft of journalism.
Right.
And the New York Times quite pretentiously considers itself, or at least advertises itself, as the paper of record. This is not the way serious journalists conduct themselves. It is, so I think it has immense value. Again, corroborating the president's view.
Right. You get my point, though. I mean, it's
anonymous,
I get your point. So I don't even.
I get everybody's
take
point.
The premise.
That's my job. So let me turn, if I may, to the Kavanaugh hearings today. That has been a spectacle, a painful one to watch. That's why we gave it about 3 seconds today. But this is obviously a terrific jurist, judge, immensely qualified. He was confirmed by the Senate. He served in the second highest court, and these fools are acting, oh, excuse me, I didn't mean to call the Democratic senators fools just because they conducted themselves as that. Why is the Republican leadership putting up with this kind of conduct? The protesters in the room and the senators behaving like children.
Well, it's absolutely ridiculous. The judge deserves better, and more importantly, the American people deserve better. We all deserve better than the spectacle that's been going on. I can't answer for leadership. I don't represent them here, but I represent the people of Indiana, and they want no part of this. They want absolutely no part of this. And so you think about, Lou, that independent, civically minded voter who's thinking about what to do this election season. They're watching Lou Dobbs right now, perhaps, and you wonder about that. You wonder about them, and you think, okay, now here's a party that grandstands their presidential candidates, that makes things up about confidentiality and then throws out emails that actually are not confidential, and then they have hysterically screaming people being thrown out of committee rooms, taken out by law enforcement. What independent voter is going to say, yep, that's my party, that's right, Lou, that's who I'm going to go with? Are these people? Absolutely not. I think this is, at the end of the day, is going to play in the favor of the president and the favor of real leadership.
Well, let me turn to a budget issue. The president making it clear that he's willing to do anything to get funding for the border wall. We're hearing it poo-pooed by leadership, Congressman, leadership, the House Speaker and others. It's about damn time that you guys pass budgets, which is what you promised to do, as
Exactly.
Congressman Jim Jordan reminds us all. And this president needs $25 billion to fulfill that campaign promise. And this is a president who makes a promise and he fulfills it. What are you guys going to do?
Well, let me tell you first, it's malpractice that we're not using reconciliation. Remember what that is, Lou, when the House and the Senate pass a budget, which you should be able to do when they're for the same party.
But I'm asking forward if we're in trouble on time, Congressman.
But when you're going down to getting rid of the
you don't want me to review the record. 20 years since you had a budget. You don't want me to review the record. A year ago, it was a $1.3 trillion omnibus bill, a hodgepodge of reckless spending on the part of your party. No difference from the Democrats.
That's my point. It's malpractice not to use that reconciliation bill to get something done, even if it's the wall or whatever. And so, yeah, I'm with the president.
Well, how about the wall? Do you support the
do.
president getting that wall?
Absolutely. We have to use every leverage point that we can. You got to be strategic about it. You know, shutting down the government 3 weeks before an election, you know, may have some consequences too. So, I mean, let's think that through.
How about this? How about a pledge from the Budget Committee, from the leadership, that they're going to deliver on the president's promise to the American people and quit acting like damn fools? How about that?
Absolutely. I don't speak for leadership. I'm not in it, but let's get it done. Use every leverage point. Stop making excuses. No time to whistle past the graveyard. Yes, let's be strategic, but strategic does not include being cowardly or being weak on this issue. The American people want it. People in Indiana want it.
Absolutely. Congressman, always good to talk with you. Thanks for being with us. Congressman Todd Rokita, thank you.